Welcome to this body scan practice. Let's begin by taking a moment to find a space to settle into. This may be lying down or perhaps in a chair or in a reclined position, wherever is most comfortable for us to be. And as we're settling into our space that we've chosen for this practice, try to allow our body to settle as best we can into the position that we have chosen. You may close your eyes or keep them slightly open and just allow our spine to lift gently and shoulders to soften down into where we are positioned. And as we settle a little bit more, a little deeper into our space that we're in, start by taking a nice breath in and a long breath out. And throughout this practice, we want to try to keep a steady breath at a pace that works for you. We may choose to breathe in through our nose and out through our nose, or it may be more comfortable for us to breathe in through our nose and blow the breath away through our mouth. We're going to be starting to take our attention into the body, noticing the feeling of our weight of our body wherever we are positioned. And as we take our next breath in, just noticing how our chest and our tummy feel as they expand to allow the air to enter our lungs. Maybe we're aware of sensations as the air enters the lungs there. And then noticing the sensation within the chest and the tummy with each out breath. And then with our breaths in, noticing any sensations that we're experiencing. And with each out breath, noticing maybe a sense of relaxing more deeply into the space that we're in right now. And now we're going to bring our attention to the top of the head. Just taking a moment to notice any sensations that may be present within the crown of the head there. Taking our notice to the back of the head and then to the sides of the face. Maybe noticing the tip of the nose, maybe the earlobes. Taking our notice to the jaw. And just noticing if we're holding any tension here. And allowing our face to be soft as best we can. Relaxing the muscles around our eyes and around our mouth. Breathing in and breathing out. Keeping that nice steady breath that's right for you throughout the practice. Taking notice now of our neck and our throat and allowing them to be soft. Noticing our shoulders and our arms. Noticing any sensations as we allow tension to move from the shoulders and the upper back, and just noticing that tension moving its way down the arms towards the elbows, into the forearms, down into the wrists, into the palms of the hands and the tops of the hands. the tension fading out through the thumbs, through the index fingers, through the middle fingers, through the ring fingers, and out through the little fingers. Noticing any tightness or temperature sensations that may be noticeable to us at this time. We may be aware of the fabric of our clothing that we're wearing and how that feels against the skin, or maybe where we're sat in the fabric against our body. And as we continue with our breaths in and our breaths out, allowing more tension to fade with each out breath, we're going to bring our attention a little bit further down into the chest and into the tummy, just feeling the movement in our chest as we breathe in, and noticing maybe a rise and a fall with each breath in and each breath out. Noticing our tummy, and if our tummy is tense or tight, and just allowing that to be soft as best we can. Taking our notice up and around into the upper back and the lower back, and just taking a moment to notice if we're holding any tension here, and just allowing that with each out breath to release and to maybe feel like we're sinking more deeply into the space that we're in right now. And as we continue to travel down the body towards the thighs and the hips there, just allowing them to settle, for tension to continue to fade, for us to feel as relaxed as we can. Taking our notice down the thighs towards the knees, noticing our kneecaps, noticing any sensations behind those knees, or as we travelling down the legs towards the calves and the shins, resting our notice on our ankles, and then moving our attention to the tops of our feet, then to our heels, taking our attention into our big toes, to our second toes, to our third, our fourth, and finally resting attention on our little toes, and then taking that attention down the side of the feet. And then resting our attention on the whole of the foot, and maybe noticing any sensations that are there for us. And our feet may be rested flat on the ground, they may be propped up with pressure on the heel perhaps, or on the side, and just taking notice of how that feels for us in this moment. Maybe noticing a sense of temperature to the feet perhaps, or maybe a feeling of energy that may be present within the feet. And as we continue breathing in and breathing out at that pace that's just right for us, trying to take in notice of the whole body, scanning from the top of the head, through the face towards the neck, into the shoulders and the upper back, travelling down through the chest and the mid-back, down towards the tummy and the lower back, into the pelvis and the hips, down throughout the thighs to the lower legs, and back down to the feet there. And resting attention again finally on the toes. And then trying to stay with a sense of the whole body, just for a few more breaths there. And as we bring this practice to a close, just trying as best we can to remain aware of the body and the sensations that we are able to experience. And as we come to a close, we may find it helpful just finishing with a slightly longer blowy breath. So breathing in, blowing the breath away. Maybe giving our fingers or our toes a little bit of a wriggle, bringing our awareness back to the space. And it may be for some people pleasant to maybe gently rub the back against where we are positioned. And when we are ready, if we've had our eyes closed, we want to be just opening our eyes.